Would everyone please remain standing and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can sit. Good evening, fellow families, friends, teachers, administration, and last but not least, class of 2013. This is it. We finally made it to graduation day. For some of us, this is what we've been waiting for since the day we walked into AITE. For others, this is a bittersweet moment filled with happiness and tears. Either way, the day is here. Throughout the years, our classes had their share of fights, breakups, rap battles, and makeups. Only at AITE would a fellow student get stuck in a railing. Only at AIT would students run around topless in the middle of the winter. Only at AITE would we have a principal who does the Harlem Shake. Where else would you be able to see promposals on a daily basis and goldfish at centerpieces of prom? And yes, my fish are still alive. We've laughed until we've cried, eaten Lissu bagels, garden catering, and Burger King until we've run out of money, and watched Netflix to the extreme. As crazy as our class may seem, you won't find another with as much drive and ambition. Among us, we have future business leaders, inventors, teachers, artists, and maybe even some rappers. We all have visions and plans. No matter where we're going, we'll always have a path to success. Our class is limitless and fearless. Together, we are infinite. In The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Charlie put it simply. We are who we are for a lot of reasons, and maybe we'll never know most of them. But even if we don't have the power to choose where we come from, we can still choose where we go from there. We can still do things, and we can try to feel okay about them. The class of 2013 has certainly done things, and I can honestly say that I have the utmost confidence that my class will continue to do things. But before we move on and enjoy the endless experiences that life has to offer, we must say thanks. Thanks to those teachers who took our late assignments and stayed after school when we struggled. Thanks to guidance for switching us in and out of classes. Thanks to the custodians for keeping our place of learning clean and well organized, as well as cleaning up the broken glass after the monster ball. Thanks to the administration, especially Mr. Gross and Ms. Rivera, for being the best leaders a school could ask for. And most of all, thanks to our parents, who forced most of us to come here for our own good. And so it is time. Time for us to get our diplomas and be sent off into the world. Time for us to leave behind the excuses of drop boxes closing, not seeing assignments on e-chalk, and getting passes written by our favorite teachers. Time for us to grow up and face the many challenges and triumphs of life. We've had our entire lives to prepare for what's ahead, especially with our 88-minute classes. Let us not be defeated by failure, for it only means that we have not fully tapped into our power to succeed. Let us show the world that this class is a force to be reckoned with. Congratulations, class of 2013. We did it.
Good evening. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Vicki Cooper, who will be representing Mayor Pavia. Ms. Cooper.
Good evening, graduates, and congratulations on your achievement tonight. First of all, I'd like to just say Mayor Pavia was not able to attend tonight's graduation, but he does extend his congratulations to each and every one of you. Graduation is undoubtedly one of the most exciting times that you will have in your life. It is a time to go out into the world and to figure out what your place in the world is. It's a way for you to navigate your way through the world. Some of the things that I think is important to remember, or at least you should be mindful of as you are going out and forging your path, is to be humble. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to seek advice. Don't be afraid of taking constructive criticism. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Some mistakes that you make are probably going to be some of the best life lessons you will ever learn. Don't be inflexible. Some of you are probably going out to college and you're thinking, I already know what I'm going to be. I already know what I'm going to become. I know how I'm going to do this, and I know exactly the path that I'm going to take. Sometimes it doesn't exactly work out that way. You'll find yourself in a college room thinking that you know everything. I most certainly did. Coming to find out that I knew almost exactly nothing. But one of the things that I did learn is that when I went to college, I thought that I wanted to become an FBI agent. I went to a school for criminal justice, and that was a wonderful goal. But as I took some classes, I started to understand and to learn that my path probably was better for law. And I made a decision to become a lawyer instead. But that was partly because of my, should I say, my lack of fear of being inflexible. Although I had gone to school looking to do something very specific, I made a life decision in the middle of things to change course. So I would recommend, or at least say, keep those things in mind as you are going through your college education. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to be a pioneer, to be the first to do something. I don't know how many of you are first-time graduates in your family, and if that's the case, that's terrific. But don't be afraid to be something bigger than what you think you can be. And when people tell you that you can't accomplish something, the power of negative thoughts, it is tremendous. And sometimes we do internalize that. But you have to believe in yourself and your ability to overcome just about anything that's put in your path. So with that, I will leave you with a quote from Steve Jobs, who I'm sure a whole lot of you know. And he said this: "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition." And this is from me. Be courageous and be strong and strive to inspire. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeff Hauswinger, President of the Board of Education.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to extend my welcome to the graduates and their families. I'd also like to recognize a special guest we have among us, Deputy Corporation Counsel Vicki Cooper, our Superintendent, Dr. Hamilton, the AITE Principal, Mr. Gross, and the AITE faculty and administration, and my fellow board members, and we have Ms. Heffman on stage tonight with us. Of course, the real reason we are here is to congratulate each and every member of the class of 2013. You have spent the past few years of your life preparing not only for this day, but for all the days that will follow. And I know your education here at AITE has built a strong foundation for you to be ready for what your future holds. Whether you're going on to higher learning, going to serve our country, or to make your mark by working in our community. I know it because I've seen some of the graduates from this great school over the years and the successes they are already achieving. I know the tough standards to which you were held over the past 4 years and the support each of you received from the AITE staff, and I admire you for your success. I'm privileged to have gotten to know your leader, Mr. Gross, a true educational builder in the broadest sense. And I am honored to be with all of you here at his final AITE graduation. As I look out among you, I admit it's hard to recognize your individuality since you're all dressed the same, except for, of course, those few of you that have personalized your caps. But I know the path that has brought each of you to this point was different. Some of you had straight paths, though you worked hard to stay on them. Others of you had some bumpy or windy paths where you may have veered off from time to time. And more than a few of you, I imagine, at times had paths that seemed to be uphill. The important thing is that you have all arrived. Remember, you may not control the path, but you will always control the pace, the forward movement, and the determination of the person walking it. And in the words of one of the greatest doctors, Doctor Who, you ask? It's Dr. Seuss, not Doctor Who. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You are the guy or gal who'll decide where to go. Decide wisely. Congratulations.
And now it gives me a great honor to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Winifred Hamilton.
Gotta move this down. Good afternoon to the parents, family, friends, Corporate Counsel Vicki Cooper, Board of Education members, and to Mr. Gross and Ms. Rivera, faculty, staff, and most of all, the class of 2013. Congratulations on this proud and memorable day. According to a letter I received from Mr. Gross, this year's theme was Fall 12 Times, Rise Up 13. This is significant for many reasons. You're completing your 13th year of school, you're graduating in the 13th year of the millennium, and AITE was founded 13 years ago. All good omens. Now, let's look at those facts one by one. As you complete 13 years of your K-12 education, I urge you to commit to being lifelong learners, take your knowledge and build on it to help others as well as yourself. As graduates of the 13th year of the millennium, you face a challenging world out there. You will not only rise up to meet those challenges, you will likely solve them. Among you are future engineers, entrepreneurs, architects, artists, educators, programmers, and product managers. Finally, 12 years ago, Mr. Gross took over what was considered Stanford's alternate high school. Believe it or not, at that time, AIT, as it was called, had difficulty attracting students. Mr. Gross oversaw the building of a beautiful new school, attracted the very best staff members, recruited students from all over Fairfield County by offering 6 world languages, advanced placement, college credit, and an array of virtual courses. I don't have to tell you that Paul Gross is truly, genuinely, and sincerely cares about each and every one of you. He is an outstanding teacher and leader, and I have to say, I was fortunate enough to, you were fortunate enough to spend your high school career on one of the best principals I have ever known, Mr. Paul Gross. And I have to echo again, in my short educational career, I've only seen 2 standing ovations for a principal by the staff and by the faculty. And Mr. Gross is certainly one that I will remember, and certainly indicates what all of the people that have worked with him and for him, the respect that they have for him. So, students, where do you go from here? First, remember that our lives are rich and rewarding, that lives that are rich and rewarding are made, not found. There's no secret formula, but there are common sense principles that will increase your odds of happiness and success. And I'm just going to list a few, because there are many. Don't think about what you want from life. Think about what life wants from you. Pay attention to what gets you up in the morning, what delights and excites you. Pursue internal versus external rewards. Money, prestige, power too often go away. Richness of spirit, taking the high road, and validating others are lasting. And fourth, be grateful. Thank those shoulders who you stand on. You would not be here without the love and support of your family, friends, and teachers. Let them know you appreciate them. So, to the class of 2013, today wraps up your Stanford public school career, all 2,353, minus the snow days, of it. Your diploma is your ticket to exploration, adventure, challenge. May it be safe, exciting, and caring for yourself and for others in your life. Congratulations to the class of 2013.
We are the AITE Chamber Singers, and we will be performing Today My Life Begins by Bruno Mars, an inspirational song for our graduating seniors. Enjoy.
Thank you, Ms. Burke, and to the chorus. You know, every year at commencement, we take a few moments to present some awards and some scholarships to our graduates. So at this time, I'd like to invite the members of the Parents Association, Ms. Drecon, to come up, and Ms. Peggy, come on up. Your turn.
My name is Kathy Drankon, PTSO president for the past 3 years. Hopefully I can get through this without crying and embarrassing my daughter too much. Congratulations to the class of 2013, their families, to my family, and a very special congratulations to Anna. Dad and I are very proud of you and love you very much. Whew. Many of you I've known since you were 4 and 5 years old, others from middle school and some just the last 4 years. It's been fun to watch you develop into the young people that you are today. I'm not going to rattle off a bunch of cliches that, personally, I don't think I could do it anyway, but you've undoubtedly heard your share of lately, but encourage you to always be true to yourself, act and react with the best intentions, respect each other, and be kind to all. You all bring something unique to the table. Embrace that. Acknowledge and accept your weaknesses, but more importantly, nurture your strengths. It's been a delight to know you all, and I wish only good things for all of you. I'm not finished.
You're not done yet.
I know I'm not finished, sorry. Each year, the PTSO awards academic awards to students who have shown excellence in a given subject, and Spirit of the RAM awards to students who have demonstrated AITE community spirit. These scholarship awards are made possible by generous donations from AITE families. Even the smallest contribution makes a difference in someone's life. Please continue to support the PTSO through scholarship contributions, and thank you to everyone who has contributed. All right, now I have the list. When I call your name, you come up and get your certificate. For math, Michael White. For science, Kasha Babinska. For science, also Haley Perry. Congratulations. For engineering, Cameron Yick. For history, Aaron Geberwit. World languages, Simon Handler. For business, Anna Drankon. And also for business, Dominic Lipinski. For art, Josette Marcario. And also for art, Kathleen Flynn. And Spirit of the Ram awards go to Andre Saint-Serin. And also to Raquel Estrella. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you for your years of service for AITE. I'm here tonight representing Mr. Richard Freeman from Stanford, who is the CEO of the Garden Homes Corporation. This is the second year. His corporation is very generous for students at all 3 high schools in Stanford, 4 high schools, including Trinity. And tonight, we are giving out 5. And these scholarships are for students demonstrating academic achievement and attending either UConn Stanford or Norwalk Community College next year. The scholarship is $1,000 for the first year of college and a possible $1,000 in the second year for students maintaining a sound academic record in their freshman year. Okay, so I'm going to call your names, and if we could hold applause till I get through the 5, and then everyone come on up here. Michelle Abad. Carlos Borja. Brian Mendoza, Tasmaya Reed, and Justin Simmons.
Congratulations, one and all. This is the first year that I don't have any seniors graduating from the Cisco Networking Academy, but I would like to mention 2 students that are currently seniors. One is Andrew Berger, who has done independent study with me through the semester and will be sitting for his certification exams shortly. So congratulations, Andrew. And the second is a student who, as a junior, achieved his certification and has continued with Cisco and continued with many other items through the school, and that's Chris Miles. I do have the pleasure of announcing an outstanding accounting student and have a plaque for this student from the Connecticut Society of CPAs, and it is for determination and excellence in accounting, and it goes to Daria. And the bag says, "Start here, going places," and I know that she will be very successful with an accounting career. Thank you and good luck.
You guys look fresh. Serious. I got 2 pages, but I promise I'll cut it down because 45 years ago, I sat where you sit. 45 years ago. So I'm an old man, so bear with me. I know you guys have tolerated my long extended conversations for 4 years. I remember some of you coming by the door and sliding back, you know. I just pretended I didn't see. But I never give up. I never give up. But let me take this opportunity to congratulate all of you. I had a number of you during your freshman year, and what a change. What a change. I met some of you along the way. But it's been a good ride. I have enjoyed working with all of you, and I am so proud of all of you. Give yourselves a big hand. I want to take this just a few seconds just to share something with you. I came to this country in 1977, and when I got here, I was obviously overwhelmed. I came from a fifth world country. Most of you never heard of it. And I landed at JFK, and it took me a while to figure out what the hell was going on. I didn't have a lot of money, and so I had to figure out how to survive. But with a little advice from my dad, I figured out I had something that only I could use. And the more I thought about it, I said, maybe this will work. And I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share some very short statements. And this is how I looked at it. Time is free only for those who use it well. All of you who are graduating today are starting off at ground zero. The only thing that all of you have in common and in equal quantity is time. You can use time, and time you can spend. You can find time, and time cannot end. Time you may save, time you may lose. Save time is worth it. Lose time, you regret it. All of you can kill time. Adjust time, gain time. We can all have lead time, but no one can own time. The only constant that we all share is time. Our one most important variable for those of you who appreciate math is the effective use of time. And in closing, the value of education is directly proportional to the effective use of your time. The greatest economic cost of your education in the long run will not be measured in dollars, but rather it will be measured in the true cost of time not used. I have two very beautiful young ladies standing to my right, and we have a few announcements to make. Wait, you want me to go first? Okay. Sometime last year, I happened to have had a class with a young boy that I started off with as a freshman. And he came into class every day just rambling off a set of numbers. I didn't get it. And I finally asked him, what is that about? And for those of you who may think you know, it's Michael White. And he told me it was a Pi Day competition. And so he had committed to memory, a stupid use of time, he had committed to memory 1,300 places of decimal on the pi scale. And as foolish as I was, it was the period before lunchtime, and I said, Michael, if you could commit 10 more, I'm going to give you $1,000. That was stupid. Without fail, Michael, I got you $1,000. Stay up here. Beginning last year, I decided to change the way I made presentations. And so I have decided that if you're going to get anything from me, you got to earn it. So rather than giving you money up front, I have decided to give an incentive. And so this year, I am giving out 2 incentive awards for $1,000 each for students who will commit to earning at least 2.5 on the GPA as full-time students in college. And this year's donations or commitments go to Neville Denton, and Daria, I haven't figured out her name yet. So on December 15th, you show up with your piece of paper and you get a check, all right? I'm finishing up right now. We have an engineering side of our school, and this year we are recognizing those kids who had committed themselves to 4 years of pre-engineering, and this year's recognition goes to Simon Handler, Ronnie Islam, Jeffrey Patnout, Alex Rain One. This is yours. Jeff. And Alex, where are you? Okay. This is Jeff. Somebody has your certificate. And Michael White. This is Jeff. And this is Alex. And the last, but by no means the least, I always refer to him as the Honorable Dr. Cameron Yake.
So we thank Mr. Bryce. I told him I was supposed to go in front of him because no one can follow his act. But I'm gonna do my best because he is my mentor. This year, if you haven't already heard, we were able to gain certification for Project Lead the Way Biomedical Sciences. Yes. And it did take 4 wonderful years, and we started this program as a simple idea that grew into a dream, and I could not have asked for a better group of students to accomplish this feat with. You have proven to be a bright, passionate, inquisitive, willing, and intelligent group of young people. Your time, efforts, and enthusiasm have been the drive needed to help shape a strong foundation, leaving a legacy for future students to follow. And so, in the same respect, those students who have completed the biomedical sciences side of Project Lead the Way, my kids, my heart. Sorry. Please come up when I call your name as well. Lindsay Bosquet. Stashis Dennis. Jessica Bogno. Aaron Gebrowet. Michael Markman. Sheba Matai. Calvin Metellus. Benjamin Augusto Paz. Oliver Canada Sabloff. And last but not least, Patricia Seacat. Thank you.
Okay. I too have a few awards that I want to give out. Mr. James Simon, who is the alumni from our first graduating class, who works for UConn, is unable to be here tonight, and unfortunately he did not send any paperwork, but 2 of you are receiving $1,000 scholarships from the University of Connecticut, and you'll be receiving information from him. And those of you who are the winners are Erica Salazzo and Kathleen Flynn. Now also, every year it's been my practice to identify a number of seniors who, in their own way, maybe seen or unseen, have made a contribution to the fabric of our school and to the culture of our school. And tonight I am pleased to present each of these 5 youngsters with checks for $500. Hopefully will assist them on their way to college. And Menzie Brown. Take it easy, Menzie. Slowly. Michael Castellucci. Daryl Cuba-Jones. Austin Renovalis. Who also represents the last member of his family to graduate from our school. All three of them are here today. And Eric Strain. And now I'm going to ask Cheryl Choi to come up here because I understand she's going to say something. Cheryl.
Okay. As our senior gift from the class of 2013, we would like to announce that we will be gifting a tree to the Academy of Information Technology and Engineering. Planting a tree is one of the most powerful ways of making a difference for the environment, as trees are essential to life as it creates air that we breathe and filters out the pollution, as well as benefiting the environment by help soaking up storm water before it can create a flood. And it creates a habitat for thousands of different species. Trees also bring beauty to the environment. So with our senior gift, we hope to add more beauty to our school and to encourage and enforce the impact just one tree can bring. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Before I make a few brief remarks to the class of 2013, I'm going to present a few scholarships. The first scholarships that I'm presenting this evening are on behalf of the Paraeducators Association of Stanford. They are proud to award 2 scholarships, each in the amount of $500 to 2 outstanding AITE students. Since you were in kindergarten, paraeducators have been working alongside your teachers in the classrooms, supporting you in their work, and giving you the extra help and attention you may have needed along the way. Today, you have rewarded all of us with your success. Congratulations to Shiva Mathai and Moise Francione. Okay, if you take any stock in the saying, the clothes make the man or the woman, then the first recipient of our annual Lord & Taylor ShopRite Do Good Scholarship would best be described as quirky. His sense of style is a combination of Edward Scissorhands meets Inspector Gadget. Check out his bedazzled mortar. This senior's unparalleled sense of style does indeed match his unique personality, Christopher Solis. Our second recipient of this award is best described as an old soul. Thus, it did not surprise me when one day she walked into school in complete Renaissance garb. Okay, this was to deliver an elevator pitch for her costume company, and that was in her entrepreneurship class, but nevertheless, Maya Ravegno is the recipient of our second award. Okay, I said I would try to keep my remarks brief, so I will. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations, class of 2013. As Daryl said, you did it. And tonight, after all the awards are distributed and the speeches are given, diplomas will be conferred to you that signify the end of your high school career. Yet while this tradition marks the end of your time at AITE, it also represents the beginning of the rest of your lives. Hence the term commencement ceremony. Now, you've all gotten a lot of advice throughout the years, and even tonight. If you remember back to elementary and maybe middle school, you've heard about the 3 R's. Mr. Gross tried to keep it simple with Mr. Gross's 3 rules for success at AITE. So I'm going to try to keep it simple as well. Remember the 3 L's. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. And love as if your life depended on it. Okay, and one last thing. I'd be truly remiss if I did not recognize someone whose commencement also starts tonight. Someone who's taken 3 times as long as you to graduate from AITE, truly making him AITE's super senior, pun intended. Mr. Paul Gross, who has been our illustrious leader for the past 13 years, not just because of his title, but because he's always led by his example. And to, first of all, mark his commencement, he is actually receiving a diploma. Daryl, can you help me out with that? Okay, wait, you're supposed to do this. Yes. However, we also want to honor him in another way. And, it is hard, as we were thinking about how do we pay tribute to a man whose, vision and, like I said, his leadership has really been a beacon for all of us. And a parent sent me an email, and when it, arrived, it was like, wow, it dawned on me, this is a brilliant idea. And so to honor him tonight, thanks to the generous donation of this parent, and the fundraising efforts of our PTSO and the AIT community, we have established the first annual scholarship fund on behalf of Paul Gross. And the first students to receive that award in no particular order honor and represent the spirit of AITE and, again, Mr. Gross's leadership in the areas of athletics, personality, or I should say contribution to the community, STEM participation, so robotics, engineering. We have multimedia, we have students who are going into the military, and just students, like I said, who have made a big contribution to the AIT community. So please hold your applause. There are a few students that are receiving this award. Mariah Bass. You can come up. Stephen DeLay. Ann Lee Nershell. Lena Para. Robbie Robinson. And Kelly Vuklik. That's it, and I didn't cry. Not yet. And now, one of two speakers that AITE Class of 2013 has selected tonight, Mr. Cameron Yeh.
Greetings, honored guests, faculty, family, and fellow seniors. Thank you for inviting me to share a few thoughts here at Mr. Gross's final graduating ceremony. I'd like to try and make you mindful of something important but easily forgotten. Bonds matter. I'm not talking about 007, ionic bonds from chemistry, or even the most audible bond of all, whose pledges of allegiance can be heard in every corner of the school, no matter where you're standing. No. Today, I'm talking about the bonds between people. You don't have to work hard to find them. Just look around you. They're why you came to school long after your seniorosis levels skyrocketed. And you began to believe that textbook was a synonym for pillow. They're about community. We've all explored the question of personal identity extensively in English class. You know, questions like, what is this self, who am I, and what is my purpose? Now, I believe that this focus might have been too narrow, because you're unlikely to find a pleasing answer if you're only searching within your own ego. To borrow one of Mr. Domika's favorite lines, no man is an island. I don't just want to know about Oahu, I want to know about the entire state of Hawaii and all of the USA. Better yet, the world. Instead, I ask and invite you to ask of others. Who are you all? And who is in your family? What ties hundreds of wandering spirits into the Voltron that we call a community? It is so easy to become obsessed with the self because, well, you are important after all. But how much can you learn about a hurricane by looking at individual raindrops? You have to look at the patterns and interactions. You have to look at the bonds. You see, technology is just a tool. Social media and cell phones don't resonate with you because of shininess or animations. It's because there are people in the system. It's why we stay in touch with Mr. Castagnetto for video production long after graduation. And it's why Mr. Bryce's office door is constantly spinning from all the former students who come back for advice and connections. And he doesn't even have a revolving door. These are the bonds that matter. Now, bonds aren't just made with people. Ask Dr. K what science means to him, and you would be forgiven for not realizing that electrons are like family. You can forge meaningful bonds with ideas and information, as they can both inspire and enable you to change the world. The web has opened humans up to the largest amount of data in the history of civilization. Just think about that for a moment. Ms. Cooperini has been extolling the virtues of one-stop shopping with the web databases for years. Now, if Grolier were a grocery store, most of us haven't even gotten past the produce section. You're not going to acquire all the groceries, even though it's tempting. Gotta catch them all, right? But the more there is, the harder it is to focus on any individual piece. With a wealth of information comes a paucity of attention. Now, in spite of all this, don't panic, because there's no need to know it all. But you should know who you can ask. After all, how can you Google what you don't even know that you don't know? Well, you can't, right? So, not only are your bonds important for support in times of need, but they also inspire you to push the limits of what you already think you know. So please stay connected. We have a special bond that runs much deeper than the annual Happy Birthday Facebook wall post. Okay. Indeed, scrambling over Google Docs to finish essays before the midnight Dropbox closed is an experience that few other high schoolers go through. Although we didn't have sports teams, nobody could doubt our enthusiasm for athletics based on the antics at March Madness. And who can forget the swim meets on the 4th floor? AITE is playfully quirky, but these quirks bring us together. Keep that spirit alive. I'd like to leave you with a paraphrase quote from Thomas Merton. What can we gain by sailing to the moon if we are not able to cross the abysses that separate us from each other? This is the most important of all voyages of discovery, and without it, all the rest are not only useless, but disastrous. There are red ships. There are red ships and there are blue ships, but there are no boats like friendships. Keep your vessels shipshape, for they will carry you to the ends of the earth and beyond. Congratulations, AITE class of 2013, and may we bring these bonds into the new worlds that lie ahead. Thank you.
We do have one more scholarship that Amanda Harmon from the School-Based Health Center will now present.
Good evening and congratulations to all of you. Each year I'm honored to present the Promising Future Award on behalf of Family Centers to an AITE graduate who is an active participant at the health center. This year's recipient, when we think of her, we think of the word potential. It's a word that you hear often in the educational and helping professions. Potential being defined as capable of being but not yet in existence. This year's student is not only full of potential, but is receiving this award because she has already turned so much of her potential into reality. She is a creative force and a leader among her peers. This year's recipient is Genevieve Kelly.
I love kids. So I guess it's my turn. I've had the good fortune to be on this stage or near this stage for 13 commencements. This is the 13th, and as you've already heard numerous times, it's my last time, which is bittersweet for me, but time comes, and as Mr. Bryce was talking about, it comes and it goes. So we've come full circle. It was just 4 years ago that you were sitting here as cute little people. You were small, you were apprehensive, and now there are giants among you, both physically and academically. And I just did something interesting this morning. I took out the yearbook. You were so cute. What happened? As was already said, you selected Fall 12 Times, Rise 13 as the theme of the yearbook. As you move on with your lives, I encourage you to pay attention to this theme. You will be confronted with adversity, disappointment, difficulty. But with perseverance, resolve, and reflection, you will have the ability to move forward with determination. I have mentioned to you more than once over all these years that failure is often temporary, but it's a lesson from which we learn. Adversity is not permanent. Fall 12 times, rise 13. Goals may not be met, complaints will flourish. Fall 12 times, rise 13. Friends may disappoint and deceive. 13 times you're going to rise up. This is the world in which we live. Beautiful and terrible things are going to happen to you. Don't be afraid. If you fall, rise up. John Milton wrote, "The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. It is your choice. You determine the mindset." So how shall we remember you, the class of 2013? Boy, I'll tell you. I'll remember your talents when I visited your classes and disturbed your teachers. How some of you went to elementary schools to mentor students in science. How you wandered off campus and missed classes in order to find garden catering and Dunkin' Donuts. How some of you repaired computers and most of you broke them. How you were noisily relaxing in the senior lounge or wandering aimlessly through the second floor. How you came and supported us at recruitment events. How you were hanging out in the parking lot. And your belief that writing a senior paper means cut and paste. Yes, indeed, didn't we? We shaked in the atrium. We held a momentous Valentine's Day prom proposal. What happened? We got caught while planking. Where's Danny? Danny. We made visits to the bathroom, sometimes of the other sex. You drove your cars in a manner that would scare your parents and scared me. You created drama. You confronted drama. You violated the acceptable use policy and made choices that turned out troublesome. You spent way too much time on Facebook and were distracted in class on my time texting each other. There were many debates about LeBron, but I like Tim Duncan. And unfortunately, on numerous occasions, Robbie and I had to close the senior lounge because you couldn't keep it clean. But it's commencement. All's forgiven. You're fine. You have been a very unique and special class. We encourage you to take 4-year sequences in 5 academic subjects, including a world language, for a reason. We required you to write a senior project and present it for a reason. We encourage you to become digitally proficient for a reason. We required you to take 88-minute period classes for a reason. And we pestered you, at least I pestered you, about being responsible for your actions, being accountable, and take the PSAT, the SAT, the ACT, do well on your exams. We did all these things for a reason. And the reason was and always will remain at AITE so that you will be the best prepared to go forward in college and careers and outshine all the other youngsters who are graduating this week everywhere. In the years ahead, even though I won't be here, visit the school, see your teachers, let them know how well you're doing. Don't hesitate to be a member of the AITE community. So now for the last 700 days or so, you've heard Mr. Gross's thought for the day. Okay, Tiber announced them, other people announced them. And this afternoon, you get to hear a group of them. Because you're a captive audience. You can't go anywhere until we give you a diploma. So knowledge is useless unless it is coupled with action. Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes. They don't give up. They keep moving. Now, please consider, and don't be embarrassed, to use the following phrases as you go forward. These are not new to you, but please use them. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. Can you assist me? Can I assist you? Say I'm sorry and mean it. And don't forget to say thank you, particularly to your parents and families who have supported you all these years. And for those of you going into the military, there's only 2 phrases you need to know from the colonel. Yes, sir. No, sir. That's it. In conclusion, you and I are about to go on a journey with an uncertain future. I hope you will make the best of your days ahead. I encourage you to keep your eyes and ears open. Put your smartphones away. Pull the plugs out of your ears and seize and create the opportunities that abound. You are young, you are dynamic, you are smart, You are prepared, you are capable. Use your time wisely in the pursuit of your goals. And as I promised a couple of weeks ago, and as the pointy-eared Mr. Spock said, may you live long and prosper. Best of luck to all of you. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Alswinger, Dr. Hamilton, assembled guests, it is my privilege to report to you that every one of these youngsters sitting in front of you has met all the necessary requirements of the state of Connecticut and the Stanford Board of Education and are in fact graduates of the Academy of Information Technology and Engineering. Now, let's meet each of our graduates.
Okay. Michelle Abbas. Theodora Avalos. Daniel Alejandro Acosta. Victor Aguilar. Samantha Alemzagad. Daria Alatanska. James Anderson. Natalia Antoshevska. Daniel Arujo. Haley Argueta. Katarzyna Babinska. Rahul Bajaj. Ashley Barrera. Mariah Bass. Nigel Belizaire. Andrew Berger. Dallas Blue. Ivana Bolfarina. Carlos Borja. Lindsay Bosquet. Amenzi Brown. Hillary Brown. Gino Ramini. Peter Berg. Kaylin Byrne. Brian Callahan. Jonathan Campos. Kristen Keneal. Morgan Capetta. Michael Castellucci. Kelvin J. Charlius. Nishat Chernamula. Cheryl Choi. William Hughes Clayton. Luis Giovanni Coelho. Angel Giovanni Cordero. Matthew Cornelio. Deja Count. Daryl Queba Jones. Nicole Curry. Dana Heffron Daly. Jamie Daly. Alexis Davalos. Atiba Tafari de Cruz. Stephen DeLay. Stasius Dennis. Neville Denton. Michael Descala. Anna Drankon. Taylor Drone. Christian Elvira. Raquel Estrella. Teresa Evans. Teresa Fagno. Oh, excuse me. Jessica Fagno. Andrew Michella. Sydney Mays Fishman. Kathleen Flynn. Moise Francione. Megan Frangione. Tyler Frederick. Larson Garrison. Connor Gary. Rex Gedney. Carlo Genovese. Aaron Deberouet. Jasmine Renee Glover. Alejandra Gonzalez. Kyle Hare. Simon Handler. Mecca Samaya Hassan Moss. Haley Holbrook. Marcellus Holman. Robert Hewitt. William Hughes. Marissa Intreri. Jahidul Islam. David Johnson. Will Joyner. Dustin Kearns. Genevieve Teresa Kelly. Samuel Catane. Kevin Knight. Alexander Kononenko. James Horan. Geralda Laguerre. Milton Landevar. Dominic Lipinski. Sherman Lau. Melissa Lupo. Josette Marie Macario. Noel Marinelli. Michael Markman. Martin Martinson. Sierra Mason. Sheba Mathai. Brian Mendoza. Calvin Metellus. Jacob Miller. Seamus Minode. Asia Diana Morse. Malik Ruzan. Santiago Muriel. Christopher Miles. George Nemsev. Amber Nieves. Enli Nershell. Rafael Pacella. Lena Para. Haley Perry. Jeffrey Padanaw. Caitlin Pavia. Benjamin Augusto Paz. Jesus Perez. Alyssa Procaccini. Isabella Prizhabish. Angel Quito. Alexander Reynaud. Robert Ranieri. Max Reese. Tasmaya Reed. Austin Renovales. Maya Richardson. Robbie Robinson. Bianca Rodriguez. Miramar Rodriguez. Eli Roman. Maya Rovecchio. Oliver Sabloff. Juletis Salcedo. Nicholas Salvatore. Dana Sampson. Joseph Saunders. Caitlin Schiller. Patricia Seacat. Benjamin Silverleaf. Justin Simmons. Erica Salazzo. Christopher Solis. Michael Squires. Andre Saint-Cyrin. Eric Strain. Patricia Swope. Shiraz Tariq. Adam Tisser. William Turner. Salman Bahora. Angel Vega. Taylor Ashley Velez. Kelly Vukelich. Sarah May Waterbury. Avery Alexandra Welch. Michael White. Jamal Lloyd Williams. Spencer Wilson. Cameron Yick. Catherine Zeman. And last but not least, James Sigmund.
Seniors, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the graduates of 2013.